Good morning, children. Welcome to 7th Standard English, Term 3, Unit 1, Prose, Journey by Train. So, listen carefully to the session, and in case if you have any doubts, make a note of it and it will be rectified on the day of reopening. Children, this lesson is extract from the classic adventure novel Around the World in 80 Days by Jules Verne. The author of this novel is Jules Verne. So, in this lesson, we are going to see about the incident that had happened when crossed India. Come, let's get started. Children, nowadays many people like traveling as they want to explore the world and watch everything they have read about. Traveling improves memory and reduces the risk of heart diseases. It makes us more intelligent and happier. This has been proved by scientists. So in this lesson we are going to see about an Englishman, Mr. Phileas Fogg. He was a rich and an intelligent man. He was the member of the Reform Club of London. Mr. Phileas Fogg was a rich and an intelligent man. He was the member of the Reform Club of London. One day, he makes a bet with fellow club members that he can travel around the world in 80 days. He travels with his French servant Passepartout. Mr. Phileas Fogg, along with his French attendant Passepartout, attempts to go round the world in 80 days by taking a bet for 20,000 pounds. They travel through some parts of India. That was the time when the railways were being built in the country. The train started at the scheduled time from Bombay. There were a number of passengers like officers, government officials and merchants in the train. Sir Francis Cromarty, one of Mr. Fogg's friends, occupied a seat opposite to them. He made a friend of him on the ship Mongolia that brought him to Bombay. The train passed the bridges, the island of Salcety, mountains, jungles, forests, and the fertile territory of Khandesh. Passepartout could not believe that he was actually crossing India in a railway train. Tigers and snakes fled at the noise of the train, and elephants stood gazing at the train with sad eyes. Then, at 12:30, the train stopped at Berhampur, and the travellers had a hasty breakfast. Here, hasty means quick. The travellers had a hasty breakfast. Then the train entered the valleys of Satpur mountains at 3 in the morning. The train stopped at 8 o'clock, some 15 miles beyond Rothal. Phileas Fogg and others were annoyed. Annoyed means angry. The train stopped at 8 o'clock, some 15 miles beyond Rothal. They were wondering why there was a halt of the train in the midst of the forest. Here halt means stop. When they inquired, the conductor informed them that the railroad lines ends at Kolbai, 15 miles short of Allahabad. The lines begins again from there in Allahabad. Sir Francis got angry because they sold the tickets from Bombay to Calcutta without confirming about the railroad lines. So the passengers had to provide means of transportation for themselves from Kolbai to Allahabad. So Mr. Fogg, his attendant Passepartout and Sir Francis planned to reach Allahabad in time by some means of transport, as a steamer was ready to leave Calcutta for Hong Kong on the 25th. So they had 2 days left to reach Calcutta. After searching the village from end to end, Mr. Fogg and Sir Francis came back without finding any means of transport. But Passepartout suggested that they can travel on an Indian elephant, as it could travel rapidly for a long time. So Mr. Fogg determined to hire the elephant. Mr. Phileas Fogg determined to hire the elephant. Even though Mr. Fogg offered excessive amount to hire the elephant's owner refused to hire the elephant. Here, hire means to pay to use something for a short period. Hire means to pay to use something for a short period. So Mr. Fogg finally purchased the elephant for £2,000. Mr. Fogg finally purchased the elephant for £2,000. A young man offered his services as a guide to them. While Mr. Fogg and Sir Francis took the howdahs on either side, Passepartout got onto the saddle cloth between them. The driver sat on the elephant's neck and at 9 o'clock set out from the village to Allahabad. Okay children, I hope you all have understood the story. Now let's see the glossary of this session. Bargain. Bargain means agreement. Bargain means agreement. Conveyance. Conveyance means transportation. Conveyance means transportation. Dense. Dense means thick. Dense means thick. Extracted. Extracted means took out. Extracted means took out. Foreseen. It means predicted. Foreseen means predicted. So, bargain. It means agreement. Conveyance. Transportation. Dense. It means thick. Extracted. It means took out. Foreseen. Predicted. Next, furious. Furious means extremely angry. Furious means extremely angry. Halt. Halt means stop. Halt, stop. Hasty. Hasty means quick. Hasty means quick. Obstacle. It means difficulty. Obstacle means difficulty. Rapidly. Rapidly means quickly. Rapidly means quickly. Furious, extremely angry. Halt, stop. Hasty, quick. Obstacle, it means difficulty. Rapidly, quickly. Refused. Refused means not willing. Refused means not willing. Snapped. Snapped means became angry. Snapped means became angry. Rejoined. Rejoined means joined together. Rejoined means joined together. Yielded. Yielded means accepted. Yielded means accepted. Persisted. Persisted means continued. Persisted means continued. Refused, not willing. Snapped, it means became angry. Rejoined, joined together. Yielded, accepted. Persisted, continued. Next, let's see the antonyms. Different. Different opposite is same. Different, same. Waking. Waking opposite is sleeping. Waking, sleeping. Skilled. Skilled opposite is inexperienced. Skilled, inexperienced. Snapped. Snapped opposite is became happy. Snapped opposite is became happy. So snapped means became angry, but opposite word is became happy. Hesitation. Hesitation means unwilling, but hesitation opposite word is what? Willingness. Hesitation opposite is willingness. Different, same. Waking, sleeping. Skilled, inexperienced. Snapped, became happy. Hesitation, willingness. Next, let's see the answer the following. First question. Why did the train stop in the middle of the forest? Why did the train stop in the middle of the forest? The answer is, the train stopped in the middle of the forest as there were no railroad lines beyond that place. The train stopped in the middle of the forest as there were no railroad lines beyond that place. Why did the train stop in the middle of the forest? The train stopped in the middle of the forest as there were no railroad lines beyond that place. Second question. Why was Sir Francis angry? Why was Sir Francis angry? The answer is, there were no railroad lines from Kolbai to Allahabad, but the tickets were sold from Bombay to Calcutta. So Sir Francis was angry. Why was Sir Francis angry? There were no railroad lines from Kolbai to Allahabad, but the tickets were sold from Bombay to Calcutta. So Sir Francis was angry. Okay children, now it's time for question. First question. Which mode of transport did Fogg choose? Second one. Why was the elephant owner happy with the deal? Third question. What was the reaction of the inhabitants? Fourth question. Describe the elephant driver in your own words. Fifth question. Why was Sir Francis angry? Sixth question. Why did the train stop in the middle of the forest? Seventh question. Who was Sir Francis? Next one. Who is the author of this novel Around the World in 80 Days? Ninth question. How much did Mr. Fogg offer to hire the elephant at first? And the last question is, where did the train stop at 12:30?